What's going on? It's Sheev the Wise. Welcome back to Vader's Lair. We have some big updates today for The Mandalorian Season 3, including a casting of none other than Doctor Emmitt Brown himself, Christopher Lloyd. Let's get into the chat, let's get into the discussion and break down the details of this casting and the latest news on The Mandalorian Season 3. We're going to keep it mostly spoiler free today, so for anybody that wants to hang out and doesn't want to get spoiled for The Mandalorian Season 3, no worries, because we're keeping it pretty spoiler free. But let's get into it, let's talk about the latest casting for The Mandalorian Season 3 and the fact that it's most likely finally wrapped. Let's get into it. Welcome back, everybody. So welcome into the chat. I mean, there's been a lot of little tidbits coming out from The Mandalorian Season 3 now that we have approached the end of March finally, and the show is wrapping up, it seems. And there's actually been a couple tidbits that came out recently on the show, basically finishing wrapping, or the wrapping portion of production and shooting starting to begin at the very least. So welcome into the chat, everybody. Smith Family TV, it's good to see you, my friends. Star Wars MCU OG, Daniel Fisher, Brian Stone, Darth Chaos, Mike, Slappy Slapperson Porter. Oh my goodness. I thought it said sloppy for a second. Yo, and Yash and Tim as well. Everybody in the chat, I hope you guys are doing well. Let's get it started, though. I want to start with a Bespin Bulletin article from The Mandalorian Season 3. It says, Carl Weathers confirms The Mandalorian Season 3 has finished filming. Interesting. Right off the bat on the basis of this article, and let me try and bring it up for you guys, actually. That's pretty interesting. You know, Carl Weathers, that could indicate that Carl Weathers could potentially be at the finale of Season 3, which I wouldn't have expected, to be honest. But let's get into the article here and talk about it with you guys. Boom. Alright. Carl Weathers confirms The Mandalorian Season 3 is finished filming. Let's get into the article. So earlier today, a member of The Mandalorian Season 3's costume department shared an Instagram post revealing she and her department had wrapped on the highly anticipated third season of the show. This led fans to speculate if the season as a whole had officially wrapped. Covering the post, I speculated that we'd get an official word from somebody working on the series, and that has been the case with the people on the previous two seasons, and now with Grief Karga himself, Carl Weathers. Oh yes! That's fantastic, and I can't wait to see Carl Weathers back for the third season. So Carl Weathers took to Twitter to confirm the news, and quote tweeting Star Wars Stuff's tweet that read, hashtag The Mandalorian Season 3 has wrapped filming, alongside the image shared by the costume department member. Carl Weathers wrote, and what a season of wonderfulness, hashtag be peace, thus confirming the rumor. And that's freaking awesome, and I love that Carl Weathers is going on to Twitter and kind of giving us these little tidbits, as he usually kind of does when he's directing or doing the latest stuff. He loves being on the show. I think most of us as fans love having him on the show. So it's dope that Carl Weathers is so active and engaged within the community like this. It's really cool. Give him a follow on Twitter, man. It goes on here to say, though, Weathers has proven to be a great source of information, just like I was saying. Especially for this season, previously revealing in August last year that the season was due to begin filming the following month, and that he was returning as Grief Karga and as a director. It's not known how many episodes Weathers is returning to direct, but he previously directed Chapter 12, The Siege. The Mandalorian Season 3 began filming in late September of 2021 at Manhattan Beach Studios and was initially due to wrap at the start of March, but shooting lasted a bit longer, lasting until the end of March now, as it is almost over. We're almost in April. By the way, I don't know if you guys are excited for Moon Knight tonight. As a Marvel fan, alongside being a Star Wars fan, I don't know how I feel about Moon Knight yet, but I can't wait to dive into that first episode, if I'm being real. It'll be good to have some type of content back, especially on Disney Plus and everything. So I'm excited for it. I'm still very excited for that. Continuing on, though, it says The Mandalorian typically releases 11 to 13 months following the start of filming, which gives fans hope that we'll see the third season before the end of the year. And we're still kind of hopeful that it could show up at the very end of 2022. And they're fairly confident it will happen, they say. I'm currently sitting on information on the third season, which I'll release soon, so stay tuned if you want to keep up to date with the latest leaks, news, reputable news. Smash like on the stream and subscribe to the channel as well, since they said it there. Pretty exciting stuff, though. Let me know what you guys think of The Mandalorian Season 3 filming. Alongside that kind of news, recently we had heard that in Culver City, I believe the Grammar Rodeo show that has been rumored to kind of be a thing, that's the code name for it, Grammar Rodeo, that apparently is going into production now. It's been going into production soon in Culver City of California, nonetheless. So pretty interesting stuff. And with the season 3 of Mandalorian potentially wrapping here, as we predicted it would at the end of March, Ahsoka show should be starting to ramp up production here as we begin April. So that's really, really exciting news. I hope you guys are as excited about it as I am, because it does mean the show is on track and likely will still come out at the end of the year. But let me know what you guys think down in the chat. I'm hyped up about it, and I'm hyped to have you guys here with me. It's good to see you, Mike Porter. I hope you guys are doing well. Dark Magician as well. If y'all asking about my day, it's bad. I got Yash again, bro. I'm sorry to hear that, my friend. I hope tomorrow and the rest of the week go a lot better, because that doesn't sound very fun at all. Wait, that's tonight, says Mike Porter? It is tonight! Moon Knight comes out at midnight tonight. I'm pretty hyped about that, too. I honestly know very little about the Moon Knight character, which is why I run a Star Wars channel and not a Marvel, but it's exciting stuff. Are you guys going to go see Morbius? Isn't that this weekend as well? Because I don't know if I am. I honestly don't know if I am. Let me know in the chat. And also, let me know if you smash like, because that helps us out a lot. Smash it. Let me know if you smash like in the poll that we just put it up there as well. Let's get into the next little bit of news on The Mandalorian Season 3. Gonna be a little bit shorter of a stream here, but we are probably gonna do a Clone Wars stream right after this. So if you guys want to hang out with us, watch some Clone Wars episodes in its chronological order, make sure to subscribe and check it out right after this. So this article here is also from the Bespin Bulletin. It says Christopher Lloyd cast in The Mandalorian. Interesting. So I'm not gonna lie, when this news first broke, I kind of didn't cover it at all. This is a little bit older news. Heck, it's from March 18th. We're on March 29th. It's the end of the month. Where you been, Chief? Well, honestly, at first I didn't even know. I'm gonna be honest here. I did not know who Christopher Lloyd was, and very quickly I found out that that's Doctor Emmitt Brown from Back to the Future. That's freaking dope. And I mean, having Doc Brown show up in The Mandalorian Season 3, oh, this is going to be a blast. But, of course, we'll get into the article here. I think it'll be really fun to speculate on who he's going to play, as we don't fully know yet. But it's super exciting stuff. Callisto says, are you going to do a stream, a Moon Knight watch party, or is it just watch on your own? So I don't really do much Marvel stuff here, and I maybe I should do some more Marvel content or make a second channel for it or something. But I wasn't planning on it. I wasn't even planning on staying up for Moon Knight, if I'm being honest, because I don't know how the show's gonna be. I'm really excited for it, and Marvel almost never under delivers in my opinion. Like, I don't know how many Marvel shows there's been, or Marvel movies, where I've been like, that wasn't it. Like, most of the time the Marvel stuff is really good, and it's really good to see you here, Callisto. Glad to have you in the chat. But I don't know, if you guys want us to, we could maybe do some stuff through the Discord. Maybe we'll even do stuff on the channel or something, because that could be a lot of fun. And I know when the Marvel content is coming out, that's usually when it's kind of a dead period with Star Wars. So maybe I will. Maybe I will. Moon Knight's gonna be lit, says Darth Chaos. That's what's up. 06 Merck says Christopher Lloyd is a legend, and I've been hoping for years that we would get to see him in some more acting roles because he's getting up there in age, but he doesn't act like it. No, he certainly does not. That's what's so exciting about seeing him, even if he is a little bit up there in age, as you said. I'm super stoked to see him in The Mandalorian Season 3, and I think the fact that, like, to your point, that they got him into Star Wars, dude, this could be a lot of friggin' fun. Let me know who you guys think Christopher Lloyd could be playing down in the chat or down in the comments if you're watching on replay. But I mean, my first thoughts when I saw him was, what if he's playing like a younger Snoke, or like the being that Snoke originally was, or something. Like, I don't know. I think there's so much fun things they could do with him, and heck, they could even make him like a former lover of Peli Motto, and I think that could be freaking hysterical, and I would love every freaking second of it, man. I would love it. I'll get in the chat here a little bit because you guys are pretty active. Talented Mr. Griffin says, hyped. Unfortunately, I'll have to catch it tomorrow. I hope the rest of work goes pretty well, Talented Mr. Griffin. Thanks for stopping in. It's good to see you. Dark Chaos says, Morbius sounding like an April Fool's joke. Yeah, it's supposed to come out April 1st, and I don't know if it's supposed to be an April Fool's joke. Like, I did hear some of the kind of potential spoilers for it. Sounds alright. Like, I don't know how I feel about it yet. I have to see it, and I don't know if I want to spend money to see it, but we'll see. Mike Porter says, I might see Morbius. Dude, I hope you guys still, like, if you want to go see Morbius, don't let anybody kind of sway you to not seeing it. You know what I mean? You should go check it out. I only watch Marvel What If, says Yash. Oh, What If was lit, man. But I think What If is going to intertwine with the rest of the stuff later on at some point. Truly. What's the doc from Back to the Future doing there? So let's get into this article here from the Bespin Bulletin on Christopher Lloyd being cast in The Mandalorian. It says, Great Scott! Christopher Lloyd has been cast as a guest star in the 3rd season of The Mandalorian in an undisclosed role, according to The Hollywood Reporter. Lloyd is without question best known for his iconic portrayal of Doc Brown in Back to the Future trilogy, as well as starring in Clue, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and The Addams Family. I forgot he was in Roger Rabbit. That's fantastic. In more recent years, Lloyd has appeared in lesser-known films recently and as a guest star on big-name television series, including The Big Bang Theory and NCIS. Most recently, Lloyd starred in the action-filled Nobody alongside Bob Odenkirk, Better Call Saul, from the John Wick creators. So he worked on a thing with the John Wick creators, and in the George Clooney directed The Tender Bar alongside Ben Affleck. Another thing, I probably haven't seen any of those except for, a couple of the older ones like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, the Addams Family, Clue maybe. I don't know if I've seen Clue, to be honest. So it goes on here to say The Mandalorian Season 3 is currently still filming in California, but is expected to wrap up. So this was before. We do think it is wrapped up now at the end of the month. And it says they expect the spin-off series Ahsoka starting production in late April. So probably within the next month, Ahsoka should be going into production. It says the 3rd season began filming in late September and doesn't have a release window currently, but is expected to release the end of the year. Crossing our fingers, but that's what we're thinking. And that's pretty much the bulk of this information, honestly. But it is super exciting to see Christopher Lloyd cast in The Mandalorian. Personally, I think he could be playing a Snoke character, maybe a clone. And then my only other thought really is maybe a Peli Motto kind of comic relief, or maybe even someone that knows Peli Motto. But let me know what you guys think in the chat. Smalls, I like this one a lot. Smalls says Christopher Lloyd as Sabaoth could be lit. I gotta agree with you 100%. I really personally haven't read the Heir to the Empire trilogy of novels, but I'm working my way there, getting through the Thrawn books, and those are really good books themselves. But I think that's definitely possible. Jorah Sabaoth was kind of like a wizard kind of guy that I think Christopher Lloyd could definitely nail it if he played that character. I would love to see that, man. Let me know what you guys think in the chat, but shout out to Smalls for that one, and I know some other people have kind of been speculating it, but I would love to see Christopher Lloyd play the role of Joruus C'baoth now in canon. Callisto says he's much more than Doc Brown. You young folks only know him from Back to the Future movies. Yeah, I know. Christopher Lloyd's a freaking legend, and I feel so bad because, like, at first I've seen the old man, like, it wasn't Doc Brown in my eyes, and like it's just been a while since I've really seen him in anything that I watch. But damn, it's good to see him back. It's so good to see him back. I know I deserve, like, whatever the opposite of a boomer is, I deserve that label right now because I feel like a baby boomer. The Voltron episode and What If really. Ooh, okay. A talented Mr. Griffin also thinks C'baoth. Yash says, Sheev, I saw some Anakin and Ahsoka kissing. Oh, no. No, don't do it. No, don't. Abort. Don't do that. Darth Chaos says, I'm going to see it, but my expectations are low. Yeah, I don't know if I even have expectations for Morbius. Like, I don't really know the character. It'll be interesting, though. If I do see it in theaters, which I'm not really planning to at this point, I'll definitely see it with an open mind. I'll tell you that much. I want to see Morbius. Love Leto. Yeah, Leto is definitely a pretty friggin' great actor. Loved him in every role except in his band. I didn't care for the music. I don't even know if I've actually heard his band. Yeah, I mean, Leto is definitely a pretty solid actor, I think. I gotta agree. And I think he'll knock it out of the park with the Morbius role as well. You gotta watch Clue. It's hilarious. Smalls, you already know I gotta watch a lot of stuff. Dude, I definitely do, though. And especially after this Christopher Lloyd casting and everything, I gotta freshen up on him a little bit. Give the legend his due diligence because, come on, man. It's a living legend there. I think art is an explosive. In the right hands. Why did they... What? Not sure I understand that. Simple Films, welcome to the chat. He says, I'm seeing it Thursday, and I got a few comics of him the other day, which I've now read. Interesting stuff, man. That's pretty lit, dude. I always love getting new comics and stuff and like going through them. It's always a fun process getting a new book or a comic or whatever. I don't even always go through it right away, but I just maybe it's just the like spending habits in me, but like I don't know, man. I love getting new comics and stuff. Alex Flores, welcome into the chat, my friend. That's pretty dope, though. I honestly think I'm more excited for Moon Knight than Morbius, but let me know what you guys think. What are you more excited for? As one is probably closer tied to the MCU than the other, but it seems like both of them are obviously going to be a little bit distant from the rest of the MCU and, you know, other titles that kind of intertwine with it. Proxy, what up? It's good to see you, my friend. It's good to see you. Callisto says, if you ever want to see Lloyd at his funniest, check out the old sitcom Taxi. He plays a burnout, and he was hilarious. I definitely got to check that out. I mean, the dude is definitely a freaking hysterical guy, and I have seen him in a few other roles. Trust, it's not like I went into this completely blind. And like I said, when I first heard it, I did like putting name to face. I'm not always good with that, and like especially with actors at first and people that are older actors that, you know, aren't as prominent nowadays. Like as soon as I knew who he was, I was like, okay, I definitely seen him in other stuff. But at first it was like, who? And then I'm like, oh, that's Doc Brown. And I say Doc Brown because that's obviously the thing that sticks out to me and, you know, is at the top of my mind when I think of Christopher Lloyd. You got a rattle for me? Yeah, you definitely got to rattle me up. I was referencing Thrawn, says Dark Magician. Kill. Yes, I get what you're saying. Hype for Lloyd for sure. Clue watch party for the win. I already have tickets for Morbius and Regal 4DX, so I am in even if I have to. Dude, I hope you enjoy it, man. Let me know how it is in the Discord, but I hope you enjoy, Daniel Fisher. Qui-Gon Jinn should be in Kenobi to buff. You want Qui-Gon Jinn to be in Kenobi so the Jedi can get buff? I feel that. They need the buff against Darth Vader. You know what I mean? They need it. Morbius is gonna blow. I hope not, Green Bear. I mean, I hope people enjoy it. You know, I hope people enjoy it if they go see it and everything. Simple Film says Moon Knight is going to be fire. It looks pretty good. I can't lie. I mean, I'm a big fan of Oscar Isaac. Obviously, him being in Star Wars and everything. I like the Poe character. I think he does a really good job in the sequel trilogies. Probably one of the better acted performances in the sequel trilogies too. Like, I probably my favorite character in The Last Jedi. Now that I really come to think of it, I think I liked Poe and his arc in it. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see Oscar Isaac put that performance to life in Moon Knight whenever I end up watching it and everything. But it's super exciting, man. Super exciting. Reefer Man says, let me tell you, tomorrow's my birthday and Moon Knight premieres. I'm so excited. I'm reading the Jeff Lemire stuff right now. Lemire stuff? I hope I said that right. Dude, first of all, happy early birthday, Reefer Man. It's good to see you, Wayne. I am super excited for you because that sounds like a blast of a birthday to me. I hope you enjoy the Moon Knight tonight. When you do watch it, Wayne, dude, enjoy, brother, because that sounds awesome. Happy birthday to you. I remember Taxi says, talented Mr. Griffin. I gotta see it now. I gotta see it. Great Scott! Yeah, I almost thought of putting that in the thumbnail. Maybe I should. Maybe I should put that in the thumbnail or the title or something, because it is pretty iconic with him, right? Great Scott! Darth Chaos says, I hope Morbius is good. The comics are. That's pretty interesting. I have only gotten into comics within the past year and a half or so. So I gotta read up on a lot of stuff, especially when it pertains to the MCU. But dude, that's friggin' awesome to hear. It gives me hopes for at least going to see it. I don't really know what the rest of the movie is like, because I think the director actually like spoiled the ending in the post-credit scene himself. Which is like, who does that? I mean, imagine if Star Wars did that. Woo, people would be losing their jobs. But that's, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let's get in the Lair real quick. We can hang out in here. He was good in Dune too. Wait. Who's in Dune? Oh, Oscar Isaac, bro. He was great in Dune. Yeah, I thought he did really well as the father. I mean, Oscar Isaac's a great actor, man. What is this? His third role in the MCU, or at least in Marvel movies? Because he's gonna be in the Into the Spider-Verse 2 or whatever. He's gonna be Spider-Man 99 in that as well. So I mean, cool to see Oscar Isaac in a lot of these kind of more relevant roles ever since Star Wars and everything. It's awesome for him. He also played another Marvel character, the mutant dude. Oof. I can't think of his name right now, which is sad because he's like super OP. He's another mutant in the X-Men movies, though. I mean, Oscar Isaac's great. I can't say much more about it. He's freaking great. Hate to come to a live stream and shameless plug, but I should have some sort of review on Moon Knight tomorrow. By the end of the day, don't feel bad at all, my guy. Hey, go check out Reefer Man Reviews. That's my boy. Go check out Wayne for his birthday tomorrow. He's going to have a review for the Moon Knight. I don't really do as much Marvel content here, or really any Marvel content, but I mean, first of all, I should. But go check out Reefer Man Reviews for the review of Moon Knight tomorrow. It'll definitely be a dope little nod to him for his birthday and everything too. So give him a subscribe, smash the like button for him. Helps him out, helps me out too. So go check out Wayne's channel. Much love, brother. No worries for the shameless plug at all. You don't have to. You just feel shameless about it, bro. No shame. No shame. The new run of Moon Knight comic books has been awesome as well. So I've heard, honestly. So I've heard on that end. I obviously I haven't read stuff like Morbius or a lot of other stuff. Like I've read some of the like more main Marvel kind of comics, like Infinity stuff and all the kind of basic stuff like that every Marvel comic fan should read. That's kind of the stuff that I've gone through. But dude, some of this stuff is yeah, okay. Oscar Isaac's played Apocalypse. That's what it was. He's the only one to survive the sequels. No. He's the only, I don't know. I'm not going to say too much about that, but I think Oscar Isaac's character had the most progression in the sequels. And even then, they could have done more with him. He definitely had some cool moments, though. I do think he's probably one of the best X-Wing pilots in the galaxy. Notice I said X-Wing pilots, because I don't know if we've ever seen him pilot anything else. But, yeah. Most violent year is another one. Bet. I gotta check that out. Simple Film says, if you did Marvel content, do you think you'd do it here or a new channel? It sucks because like I've built up in the algorithm all the Star Wars stuff, and that's kind of the whole niche of the channel is Star Wars. Like I do everything I do here pretty much is Star Wars. So I've thought about starting a second channel for Marvel content and calling it like Tony's Tower or something like that. I don't really know, but I don't know what I would do, because I don't know how it would affect my channel if I did it here either. We could see though. I mean, it's not like I can't experiment. I'm open to doing stuff, especially for the community. If you guys want me to do some type of stuff, I'm open to it, man. I'm definitely down to. Heck, we could even do it through the Discord, and I wouldn't have any problems with that either. My favorite is Rey in the sequels. Yosh, I definitely like that sentiment. I think Rey is a character that had so much potential and definitely went through a lot. I know a lot of people really love the Rey character, and I think there's a lot more of her story to tell, if I'm being honest. So I definitely agree. I like the Rey character personally. I know not everyone does, but personally I really like the Rey character, and I would like to see more of her. The Sheev Stark sham. That would be good. Reeferman Reviews says, I would love to see you do Marvel content even on another channel. Hey brother, well maybe we will. I definitely, Wise Bear says Green Bear. Yeah, I've done some Marvel kind of content with my boys Green Bear, which go check out what's your channel called now? Not Break Room. What's your the Beskar Boner or something? And then definitely Kendall, Normies to Nerds. He's been doing some great Marvel content lately, so go check out Normies to Nerds. He does a great job of turning kind of Marvel normies into Marvel nerds. So if you want to learn more about Marvel content, I say that's the guy to go to, especially for Moon Knight. I watched one of his videos earlier today. Big shout out to Kendall. That's my boy. But yeah, that's the bulk of the information that I wanted to cover today. There was also another article from the Bespin Bulletin that we didn't talk about, kind of covering some potential Star Wars games. I mean, there's been a whole lot coming out from the Lego Star Wars side of things, with that game coming out pretty soon here. I'm super excited for Lego Star Wars to get into it eventually. I think it's going to be a really blast of a game. Heck, on Twitter, I already changed my profile picture today to the kind of Lego Sheev. So go check us out on Twitter while you're at it too. But dude, I'm so excited for Lego Star Wars. On that point though, so this Bespin Bulletin article says Jedi Fallen Order composer is currently working on music for a new Star Wars game. Let's get into it real quick. So it says, in a recent article from Hits Double Daily, which I'm not familiar with, it says it was revealed that composers for Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Gordy Hab, is currently working on music for an untitled Star Wars video game at Abbey Road Studios in London. The article showcases a newly released picture featuring Hab alongside yoga teacher Bridget Betty Schnur. That's the name. Wow. Bridget Betty Schnur. I think that's how you say it. Actress Patricia Heaton from Everybody Loves Raymond, and video game director David Hunt, conductor Gavin Greenway, a whole bunch of people working on this, I guess. It says the most interesting people of note that points to this session being for a potential Jedi Fallen Order sequel is Hobb, who composed the initial game for the first Jedi Fallen Order game. So it says Greenway, who also worked on Fallen Order, and Schnut, who cements the project being one from Electronic Arts, or EA, the publisher of Star Wars Jedi franchise. So it does seem like they all got together to kind of work on the Jedi Fallen Order sequel music, which is freaking dope, man. I mean, we've been playing through the Jedi Fallen Order game here on the channel. I gotta say, the music has been freaking stellar. It's been freaking awesome. We just went through the Jaro Tapal Order 6016 last night, so if you've played through Jedi Fallen Order and kind of want to refresh on some of the Inquisitors and stuff in the game before the Kenobi show comes out, go check out those videos. But I mean, first of all, on that note, since we're talking about the Jedi Fallen Order sequel games, we went through the Jaro Tapal Order 6016 last night. I got a freaking copyright claim for Anakin's dark deeds during it. Dang it, man. It's only my like third copyright claim on the channel. It's not like a serious, like take down the video kind of thing, but it's like, it's not fun to get copyright claims, especially when it's from the video game that it's free use, like. Simple Film says, if I'm honest, I haven't played Fallen Order or Battlefront. Which one do you guys think I should play first? Simple Films, I'm playing through Fallen Order right now on the channel. I would probably suggest that. It's a very fun game. It's excellent, man. I really like Jedi Fallen Order. It is a little bit harder, so maybe you play on like the easier difficulties or whatever. But I will say the Battlefront 2 campaign is really cool as well. There's some moments in it that are really cool with Kylo Ren and Luke Skywalker, and then the rest of it you're kind of following Iden Versio and seeing a kind of time period in the galaxy that we're not as familiar with. It takes place right as the Empire is kind of falling, or right after the Empire has fallen, and it's a very interesting time period that kind of leads us to where we get to eventually in the sequels and in the Mandalorian. So I think you should play through both. I would start with Jedi Fallen Order personally, especially with the Obi-Wan Kenobi show coming out in just like 2 months basically. I would start with Jedi Fallen Order personally. Yeah. Kalisto says, even if it isn't another Fallen Order, this is still amazing news. His music is brilliant and beautiful, and I agree 100%, Kalisto. I think it's great news too. It was almost overlooked with some of the other news that came out recently, but it is really cool to see. To continue on with the article real quick, it says back in January of 2020, they exclusively reported that EA and Respawn had begun work on a Fallen Order sequel with hopes of releasing the title in fall of 2022. With everything else we've kind of heard with the game, I do think it is for Jedi Fallen Order 2. Let me know what you guys think down in the chat or in the comments if you're watching on replay, but I personally think it is for Fallen Order 2. We're probably going to get our first looks at the game at Star Wars Celebration at the end of May. So I'm super looking forward to that game, even more so than Lego Star Wars, which we're going to be playing through both probably here on the channel. But I can't wait, man. I think it is music for it. Maybe it was even music for a potential trailer for the game that we will see on Celebration, But let me know what you guys think in the chat. It would be dope if it is for another game, but I don't really think there is any other games that EA is currently working on. It'd be dope though, man. I hope they use more of him, and I love the composers that they've used in Star Wars, like the Kiner brothers, Ludwig Göransson, obviously the GOAT, John Williams. Like, I'm down for it, man. More of Gordy Hobb is definitely better. More of Gordy Hobb is definitely better. Done dirt cheap, says Daniel Fisher. You already know. If I'm, let's see what else you guys say. Kendall has been putting out some sick edited videos. Yeah, he has, man. I gotta get on the edited video grind. I've been working on one for a while, but yeah, bro, Kendall's been doing great. Go check out Normies and Nerds. Simple Film says Marvelverse comics are a great way to learn comics. It's just a book that contains multiple comics of certain characters, if that makes any sense. Yeah, it really does. I know that's kind of how they do it. Is sometimes they'll even put like, the different chapters of the stuff all into one book, and I love the way that Marvel does their comics personally. Reefer Ran Review says copyright claims is why music reaction channel is on hold for the moment. Every video claim. Not to mention, it's not that great at reaction thing when it comes to music. Oh man, that's rough. See, I haven't had too many issues with copyright claims because I've tried to be really selective with it, and I honestly, it may even hurt the channel that I don't broaden out my music. Like, I love my intro music, and I'll probably never not use this Vader's Lair music that you're hearing right now. But man, it'd be fun to switch it up sometimes with different things. Depending on the stream and everything, you know, of course, and the mood and setting. But like, I'm afraid, because like I'll do edited videos and like I'll put in some new music sometimes, or you know, I'll spend hours on a comic video that I've been putting together, and I'll throw in some new music to make the comic kind of work together, and then all of a sudden that little bit of new music I threw in is the part that's copyright claimed, and it just, you know, wrecks the whole video based on how it performs and gets pushed out, and then it has half the views that my videos should, you know. There's my little rant for the day. I will watch Morbius, maybe, says Mike Slappy Slapperson Porter. Well, Mike, if you don't like it, then you go up to those people over at Sony and you slap them up like Will Smith. I'm just playing. I don't no violence condoning here. Come on. No need to slap up Sony. Come on, they're doing their best over there. Daniel Fisher says, I'm with you, Sheev. It's way too early for any other game. There would have been some leaks on another game. In that case, maybe, you know, I definitely agree with you. I agree with you on that, Daniel Fisher. I agree with where you're coming from, 100% there. There probably would have been something else along the way. I think there was, talks of the other stuff at one point. But, I mean, the fact that they already worked on Jedi Fallen Order 1, it's all kind of the same kind of group of people, or at least, you know, people that you would expect to be working on a Fallen Order sequel, working on a Fallen Order sequel. You get me? I think you get me. Yash says, I can't go to Celebration because it's far from Toronto. Bro, I know. It's rough. It's rough. Soon though, I bet in the next couple of years I'm gonna definitely see you there, Yash, and I can't wait until I do. Heck, hopefully it does come to Toronto, like you said the other day. Mike Porter says, Moon Knight soon, only Disney Plus for a limited time. Chris Rock slapped face. Yeah, if you check out Moon Knight on Disney Plus, I heard that it starts with a big slap from Will Smith. You know, fear leads to anger. Anger leads to the dark side. Yeah, that's what happened with Will Smith. He's like afraid of. I shouldn't even be joking about this. He's like afraid of Jada, so it made him angry, and then the anger took him to the dark side. Sony stick to Spider-Man. I mean, that's the thing, though. I feel like they're going to use Morbius and Venom and the whole Venom verse, if you will, to connect to Spider-Man, though. And that could be like the coolest Spider-Man ever. But in a way, stick to Spider-Man. You're kind of, I mean, the more Sony movies, then, you know, the better, I think. I don't know. Sony needs a backhand. Oh my goodness. Green Bear's going savage today. Let's check up on any other news, and then we're probably going to get out of here. We might still be doing a Clone Wars watch party, so if you guys want to hang out for a little bit for that later on tonight, come on by. Make sure to check out the stream. Smash a like on it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I really do appreciate everybody. So the Lego Skywalker Saga trophies have been kind of released out there. Let's see what else has kind of been going on. Interesting. So at one point, I don't know if this is true or not, but it says, according to the Writers Guild of America, original Obi-Wan writer Hossein Amini will still receive writing credits on the series' first 3 episodes, which is really interesting because I don't know what to believe with all of that stuff and the original script of Kenobi, because I've heard that a lot of the original script of Kenobi had a Jedi dude searching for Obi-Wan and stuff, and I don't know. I don't know what to believe with that. I mean, again, we're trying to keep it a little bit spoiler free here today, so I don't know. All right, here's the last bit of information we'll go over today. So there was an exclusive excerpt from one of the latest Star Wars books that is coming out that I'm actually pretty excited for, and I do want to get your guys' opinion on this. Luke Skywalker fights to survive Exegol in Star Wars Shadow of the Sith. Exclusive excerpt. So this came out within the last week or so. It says it's from the new Star Wars Shadow of the Sith book that's going to follow Luke Skywalker and Lando Calrissian. But here's a little bit of an excerpt from it. It says, it's like something from a dream. Jedi Master Luke Skywalker is haunted by visions of the dark side, foretelling an ominous secret growing somewhere in the depths of space on a dead world called Exegol. The disturbance in the Force is undeniable, and Luke's worst fears are confirmed when his old friend Lando Calrissian comes to him with reports of a new Sith menace. Today, StarWars.com is pleased to reveal the cover of the forthcoming novel, Star Wars Shadow of the Sith. And it is a pretty freaking cool cover, if I do say so myself. It says, tracing Luke Skywalker and Lando's quest to find Exegol in a story set between the events of Star Wars Return of the Jedi and Star Wars Force Awakens, featuring Ochi of Bestoon. A fan favorite, honestly. I've seen a lot of people that really like Ochi of Bestoon on Twitter, and I'm 100% behind it. It's freaking amazing. I love it, honestly. It's hysterical. I freaking love it. It says the Sith assassin Ochi of Bestoon was first introduced in Star Wars Rise of the Skywalker. Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. The novel arrives this summer, but today you can read StarWars.com's first excerpt from the forthcoming title following Luke's impossible journey from the Seeing Stone on Tython to the ashy Sith world. It's really cool. It almost looks like Ochi of Bestoon, or maybe even Snoke is on the cover. I can't really tell. I could pull it up here for you guys if you want to see it, but I'm going to get into the rest of the article though. And Callisto, big shout out to you. I freaking love you for this. Callisto says, order some Vader's Lair merch. It's awesome. I really appreciate you for saying that. If you guys are interested, we do have some merch available down in the link in the description below. Callisto got some, Tim, myself. I mean, it's some pretty solid merch, I gotta say, man. Like, I've seen some merch where, like, the shirts and stuff are alright. But I gotta say, I think Bonfire does a pretty solid job. The long sleeves are pretty cool. I know Callisto was happy. She got a red one, I think. They're pretty dope, and I really do appreciate you guys for getting them. It is one of the best ways you can support the channel right now, other than just smashing the like and subscribing. We are on our march to 1,000 subscribers, though, so every subscriber does truly help. And again, I really do appreciate you for that, and for all the supports, Callisto, you are the best. I'm saving up for Skywalker Saga. I'll buy merch soon. I appreciate that, man. You don't have to. You guys really don't have to buy the merch. It does help us out, and if you can, I do appreciate it. But you do not have to. Don't go out of your way and just, like, make yourself broke. I understand times are really, they're not the best right now. The world is going through some stuff. But I appreciate you guys, if, like, everyone that has gotten the merch and everybody that's, offering to or wants to. I really do appreciate all of you guys. You are the absolute best, and you really do help Vader's Lair run here. I can't do it enough without you guys. Whether it is just coming to hang out in the stream, smash the like, whether it's buying merch, checking out our Discord, checking out our Twitter. I really do appreciate everybody that supports us in every way they can. You guys are absolutely the best, and I appreciate every single one of you. I gotta think of some ideas for when we hit 1,000 subs. Well, like, for some giveaways and stuff. Like, what should we do? What should we do? No more until you read Air, bro. Bet. I gotta read Air. I gotta read Air of the Empire. Man, I gotta catch up into the chat a little bit. Hawks Holocron, I hope you're doing well. And then we gotta finish up this article, and I gotta get out of here so we can start the next stream. Golexi? Exegol backwards. Interesting. Daniel Fisher, hey, I appreciate you for getting some merch, dude. I really do. That's awesome. I hope to see some pictures of it when you get it. That's freaking cool, man. Let me know what you got in the chat too. Did you get like a hoodie? Did you get a short sleeve shirt, long sleeve? Let me know what color too. Great Scott is Scotty. Yes, Scotty from Hawks Holocron. I hope you're doing well. Daniel Fisher says, yeah, I got name. Oh no, it's all right. It's all right. I think that whenever you buy the shirts or whatever for the first kind of thing, it like restocks it or like, resets it or whatever. I don't really know how it works, but the links in the description should definitely take you to the merch if you're interested. All right, let's continue though. Callisto says, yes, you do. You really have to. I mean, you should. I'm on march to 200 subs. Hey, Reefer Man. I hope that march isn't too big of a climb. Go check out Reefer Man reviews. Yosh, don't worry about it, my guy. All right, let's continue with this article, though. Let's continue with this excerpt. So this, I think, is a little bit from the book, actually. But here it goes. There was a bang. More like a thunderclap. My girlfriend's grandma called a thunderclap a fart once. It was absolutely hysterical. And everything went black after the thunderclap. The breeze dropped, the air still and warm. Luke took a breath and could taste dry dust on his tongue, and then he realized he wasn't sitting on a seeing stone anymore. Tython was gone. He looked down. He was standing now on black dirt, hard packed, cracked, coated with dust that swirled in eddies around his boots. He looked up. The world was black and dry, the sky dark and filled with roiling black clouds, lit by constant flashes of lightning that shorted directly down into the ground. Dang, so this is probably Exegol here. It says, if it was day or night, Luke couldn't tell. The place was both light and dark at the same time. The vast, flat plain of black stone lit evenly from the sun that wasn't there. I gotta say, this wording and illustration here, I'm into this book already. Luke took another breath, the taste getting stronger in his mouth. Already, his eyes were drying out. The atmosphere, the ground, the whole place so old, so desiccated? Gosh dang, that's a fun word. So desiccated. He knew immediately where he was. He'd been here many times recently. This nightmare landscape of his visions. Only now he knew its name. This was Exegol, the hidden world of the Sith, only whispered about in ancient text, a place reachable only with a wayfinder. And by meditation? Luke took a step forward, finding the ground solid and most definitely real under his feet. He walked a small and slow circle, eyes at the horizon. Lightning flashing, lightning the farther reaches of the plain, revealing to the featureless and dead. Featureless and dead, revealing it to be featureless and dead. So yeah, the scape and land of Exegol is pretty desolated, as they said. Desiccated. The same place as his visions, yes, but this felt different. This felt real. He could have been transported? Luke frowned, his mind racing along with his heart. True enough, he didn't know the full extent of the powers of the Seeing Stone. He had researched the place for years, but he had never actually used the stone for its ancient purpose, to communicate directly with the Force. He knew himself what a powerful Jedi he had become, what untapped potential he still had within himself, despite, or perhaps because of, his years of self-directed, masterless training. Interesting. So this is really interesting, man. I mean, we're going to continue on here, but this adds a lot to the depth of the Seeing Stone that we had in The Mandalorian. Potentially, could add some context to what's going on with Grogu and maybe future seasons of The Mandalorian even. And kind of some added context to Luke's experience with the Seeing Stone as well. And I wonder if this happens kind of before his interactions with Grogu on Tython or after, because it is between obviously the sequels and Return of the Jedi, but we don't know. I don't know if we know exactly how far along. I imagine it's maybe a little bit after, as it does seem like Luke is a little bit older, but it doesn't seem like he's ever used, as it says in this little excerpt, he's never used the Seeing Stone on Tython until now. So whether he found out about it from Grogu, whether he's known about it, it's really interesting, this kind of added bit of context, and I can't wait to see this part of the story. So to continue on, it says, had he done it? He had the holocron, or what was left of it. and the kyber crystals. Was there enough of the holocron data core left for the Seeing Stone to have been able to read it, somehow taking him to where the original owner had failed to reach all those centuries ago? And what about the kyber crystals? They resonated with the Force, their very structure and a natural sympathetic vibration with it. Were they the catalyst making the journey possible? So were the Force crystals, or the kyber crystals, making the journey possible of Luke being transported to Exegol? Was that what the original pilot had tried, combining two very different forms of Sith power to overcome their lack of true Wayfinder? Maybe that's how Luke was using that red kyber crystal that we see in some of the artwork and stuff for The Last Jedi. Maybe that's what that red kyber crystal was for, was to kind of use the Wayfinder and whatnot to reach Exegol, even if it was through these visions or whatever he was having. It was then that a far more important question entered Luke's head. Could he get back to Tython? Then he spun, ducking instinctively as something brushed past the hood of his robe, strong enough to shift the heavy fabric over his shoulders. There was nobody behind him. He turned the circle again. He was alone to the plain, the air, the perfectly still, the caustic sour taste growing ever stronger in his mouth. Again, something brushed past him, this time with the distinct whoosh of the dry air and the sound of someone's feet scraping along the hard ground. Luke ducked out of the way again, moving a few meters from his original position. Looking down, he saw his footprints in the dust. It was hardly an impression, but enough for him to see his own tracks, which is different than when he kind of is force projecting in the sequel trilogy in The Last Jedi. And the tracks of something or someone else. Two large arcs, not footsteps, but the signs of something being dragged along the ground on opposite sides of where Luke had been just standing. He looked up, turning slowly, to see all around him. There was no place to hide. No rocks, no buildings, nothing. Luke could see from the horizon to empty horizon. So there was nothing. He looked up, turning slowly. Oh, sorry, that's the part I just read. Lightning flashed, and then he saw it. Just for an instant, as it was lit up by the electrical storm. A figure, a far distance away, perhaps 100 meters, and then it was gone before Luke could register any features of the form at all. Hello, he called out. That was more of an Obi-Wan hello. Feeling slightly foolish, he tried again. Who's there? Again, the sound, louder now, as he felt something physically push his back. He went with the movement to keep his own footing, moving forward farther and further, then spun around, and his hand whipping his lightsaber from his belt and presenting it in one smooth, fluid moment. He paused. Feet spread, weight low, the defensive position that was as instinctive as automatic for him as breathing. Luke was surrounded. They were tall, thin, 9 of them. Nothing more than wraiths. Nothing more than shadows. Tall, thin ghosts, their bodies curved and arched in a new wind that had picked up. A wind that gusted across the black plain, changing direction constantly. Dang, this is a big episode. This is like, what, the first chapter? Whoa! Alright, I don't know if we're going to read all of this, but maybe I should. Let me know in the chat, but this is a lot. This is a lot. I'm intrigued. I'm definitely going to have to check out that book. Yeah, it definitely looks a lot better. Hawk says it gets better. Way better. I bet it gets better as it goes. And I'm really intrigued by this. I mean, I don't know if we're going to read the whole thing like I said, but... Now Reefer has a 191 subs because I subbed to him. Hey, the march to 200 begins. You guys are gonna hope enjoy what you see there. My channel. I enjoy your content, Reefer man. I enjoy your content. I really liked your reaction to the Luke Skywalker Book of Boba Fett scene. So you want to? I do want to, but then I'm never gonna do this Clone Wars stream, and I might end up just not doing it at all if I keep going. Star Wars is gonna get so weird, and I love it. LOL. High Republic weird AF. This stuff and sequels further story will be equally weird. Yeah, it is weird, but in a way it's like a fun weird. I don't even know where I was. Oh my gosh, there's so much to this. This is awesome. Alright, hold on. Where was I? So interesting. Alright, so it says the beings around him, they were 9 shadow race with blades of light and dark, did not exist in the Force. They had no presence, no form. This was impossible. The Force connected all life and the galaxy, but it also surrounded and penetrated the inanimate objects. Rocks, planets, starships, droids, everything was connected to the Force. It says had a presence in the Force, or rather an absence that could be felt as strongly as if they were in the living Force themselves. That's pretty interesting. But the race were nothing. Luke couldn't see. I can't read all of this, man. My brain is just not going to be able to do this. But the race were nothing. Luke couldn't sense them within the Force at all. He turned left, then he turned right. Lightsaber swinging up, then down, then out, parrying 3 more blows, but blinded and unable to even sense his opponents. He was unable to attack. He might as well just be swinging randomly at the air. That's actually pretty funny imagery right there. Which he did. He opened his eyes, squinting against the flashes of lightning and searing sweeps of the wraith's blades. His own green lightsaber, the one thing that was familiar, the only color in this nightmare. That's pretty freaking interesting stuff now. Skip the fight, says Hawks. Oh my goodness. I don't even know where to go though. Like, this is such a big thing. He blocked a blow, blah, 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 blah. Luke didn't stop moving. He dodged, sensing his discharge. This is freaking awesome stuff, though. I'm excited for this book. My intrigue for this book went from like a 6 to like a 10. I'm really intrigued. 9 blades against 1. Luke didn't like the odds, but he braced himself nonetheless. Continuing on, it was a lightsaber, the blade blue and strong. Okay, here we go. This might be the part. So 9 blades against 1, blah, blah, blah. The race attacked 9 shadow blades, held by shadow arms, cutting down the speed. And that was when a new lightsaber appeared, or a new light appeared. Not the white flash of lightning, or the race blades as they were lit by the unholy light. Not the green glow of Luke's lightsaber, illuminating the ashy ground like a light green flash. No, this light was pale blue. It shimmered in the air, streaking a little. It swept down, throwing the attackers off with one smooth movement. See, I'm terrible at reading this. I don't know how I'm gonna read to my kids or to you guys. It says it was a lightsaber, the blue blade and strong, the hilt. The hilt was transparent, nothing but a blue glow, held in a transparent blue hand. Luke fell backwards onto his elbow and gasped at the pain in his joints and also in the sheer surprise at the sight before him. Standing between himself and the race was another figure, a man in flowing pale robes, his back to Luke, his head hidden under a voluminous hood. Something hood. The entire figure glowed like soft electricity, bright in this world of endless night. When the lightning flashed, Luke could see the 9 solid race through the form of the man who stood between them and their Duri. Luke's mind raced as he tried to identify the spirit of the Force who had arrived to protect him. Ben? No, it wasn't Ben. The robe, the man's form was the spectral being lifted his lightsaber, holding it high above his head, the blade parallel to the ground. For the first time, the race seemed to take note of their enemy. They backed away, 9 forms huddling together, blades lowered. They were screaming from their blank bandages. blank bandaged faces, although Luke wasn't sure whether it was real or just an echo inside his head. It was hard to concentrate on what he was seeing, the way the Force reverberated around the figure in blue. His entire vision seemed to buckle around him. The race continued to back away, and then they vanished, their shadow shapes evaporating into the dust that spun away from the last eddy of the dying wind. For a moment, all was still. I almost read that as all was chill. Then the blue figure turned around, his lightsaber extinguished. Luke pushed himself up onto his elbows, and he blinked. It couldn't be. It couldn't be. The blue figure lifted his hood back to reveal the strong, sharp face of a young man, his gaze intense beneath the furrowed brow that was bisected by straight, vertical scar. His thick hair was shoulder length and had a slight wave to it. Anakin Skywalker reached out with his hand. Luke took it, and everything went white. Pre-order Star Wars Shadow of the Sith by Adam Christopher before it arrives June 28th, 2022. That was a freaking crazy excerpt, and although we didn't read quite all of it, that's pretty exciting stuff. That's so freaking dope. Like I said, my intrigue for this went from like a 7 to a 10. So let me know what you guys think of this excerpt. I know I'm not the best at reading. But let's go, as Hawks Holocron says. Dude, that's exciting stuff. I cannot wait to read through this book, see some more of apparently a Force ghost of Anakin interacting with an older Luke. I mean, as Star Wars fans, this is the type of stuff we dream from, and even though it might not be in live action, I can't wait to dive into this story and learn more about it and add to my knowledge of canon Star Wars lore. I think it's freaking awesome. Spice, says Darth Chaos, and of course we come with the spice. To the moon! Damn! Yo, what up, Dad Matt? I hope you're doing well. Quite a few, actually. What else is we saying? I just started listening to Christopher Lee reading Children of... Interesting. Dude, that's awesome. I didn't know Christopher Lee reads Tolkien. That's amazing. Now I gotta get on that. Two more days. Oh man. I hope you guys are doing well tonight, by the way. Daniel Fisher says, okay, I'm very overdue for bad on 3 hours of sleep. Hey, no worries, my guy. I don't even know if I'm gonna do it at this point. I mean, I might, because, you know, there's a Moon Knight thing later, so maybe I'll just do it. And then you guys can go watch Moon Knight. I think that's what we'll do. I'm going to set the stream up. I hope you guys have had a good time here. We went pretty longer than I actually expected to. We went over an hour again. So I hope you guys have had a good time here. Again, we kind of covered the latest on Christopher Lloyd coming into The Mandalorian Season 3. The Mandalorian Season 3 potentially wrapping finally, which is super exciting stuff. I can't wait to potentially get it at the end of this year. And then, of course, the excerpt that we went through, Jedi Fallen Order sequel, that we're probably going to get our first look at in Star Wars Celebration in May. I can't wait for it, though. I hope you guys have had a good one. Make sure to smash like on the stream. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you guys for coming in. Thank you for being in the chat and being so active and participant. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, though. Come on by for our Clone Wars watch party if you're interested. And may the Force be with you all, always. Peace out, y'all.